It was one of the worst days in the life of teenager Joshua. His school was taking him and his classmates on a trip to the city. It was raining heavily and everyone was getting drenched. Joshua's jacket had no luck against the strong winds and heavy downpour. He couldn't see anything in front of him because of the rain. But when he turned around, he saw that he had been separated from his class. He tried calling out to them, but they were too far off to hear him. He was completely alone. The teenager continued walking forward, searching for some shelter so he could hide from the rain. He walked past old buildings and empty bus stops, hoping to find someone who could help him. But no one was outside during the heavy downpour. After walking for a while, Joshua saw an old mansion in the distance. Maybe he could ask the owner for some help. As he got closer, he noticed that the mansion looked abandoned. Even though it was huge, the paint on the walls was chipping away and the garden was full of weeds. As he ran to the door, hoping someone would answer, he slipped on the wet ground and fell. The pain in his legs made him cry out. Looking around, he knew there was no one to help him. So he stood up and started knocking on the door. "Hello? Is anyone home?" he called out. But his voice echoed through the hallway and no one answered. The main door was locked, so he tried to look for another way in. Finally, he found a window that wasn't locked and he crawled in. It was pitch black inside, but after a few minutes, Joshua's eyes adjusted to the darkness. That's when he saw the most amazing thing. In front of him were hundreds of men and women dressed in clothes from long ago. They seemed to have come from a different time. These people were having the best time. They were dancing and talking, and there was music playing. Some were sitting on old wooden chairs while others were standing. There were also a lot of tables with food and drinks. Joshua continued walking forward. He wanted to get a closer look at those people. Why did they seem so familiar, like he had seen them somewhere before? He tried to remember, but nothing came to mind. He stopped when he noticed the utensils on the table. They looked very old, and the crockery and decorations were antiques today, but they must have been brand new back then. At this point, Joshua was terrified. What was this place? Where were these people from? And why did he feel like he knew them? Why did he feel so connected to this place? He wanted to leave, but he couldn't. He was frozen in place, staring at the dancing figures. Then he felt something crack under his foot. Startled, he looked down and realized he had stepped on a vase. It fell to the floor and shattered into pieces. The sound echoed through the hall and all eyes turned toward him. Hundreds of eyes were now staring directly at him. Joshua panicked. He wanted to run, but his legs wouldn't move. That's when he noticed the first light of dawn breaking through the window. Taking advantage of the situation, Joshua bolted out of the house and into the open fields. He didn't look back. He didn't want to see what was happening inside. His teachers found him a few minutes later. They were relieved to see that he was okay. He didn't tell them anything about what he saw inside the mansion. No one would have believed him anyway. And that's why Joshua never spoke much about what happened inside the mansion. But his silence said enough.